Hello and welcome to Bottleship with our friends the Jifflings. You can now find us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Just search Bottleship Adventures. And stay tuned to the end of the show when the Jifflings will read out some of your reviews. And now it's time for today's episode, The Rabbit's Mitten. In your world, things are important. But what about the things that aren't important anymore? Well, sometimes those things end up here in the magical land of Dilstonia, where the Jifflings live on their little Jiffling ship. They find these things that we throw away and fish them out of their sea so they can recycle them and put them to good use once again. And here they are now, ready to work. Eccentric young pumpkin.
Ooh, I'm ever so excited.
The Hedge, who was a very lazy Jiffling.
Like, hey man, is it time for bed yet?
Miss Katie, who loves fixing things and dressing up. Sometimes I like both together. Albert, the ship's gardener.
Hey, who's been into me cabbage patch like?
And Freidaline, a very sensible Jiffling who looks after everybody on the ship.
Yeah, that is correct. Oh.
Today on the ship, it is very calm and still. So the Jifflings have decided to go on a fun, make-believe adventure in Albert's garden,
right,
which involves hiking through an imaginary jungle and trekking over fantastical mountains before they set up camp by their pretend Jiffling waterfall.
Yeah.
Each Jiff has packed their warmest sleeping bag and their homemade Jiffling tents.
Whoa.
And Miss Katie is ready to lead them all on their trail. OK, Jiffs, remember to be very quiet. We're on a big adventure and there might be danger around any corner.
I don't think it's that dangerous, Miss Katie. I jump around in Albert's garden all the time. Aye, and you keep flattening my cabbages.
Shh! It's not Albert's garden today. It's a jungle now, with lots of pretend danger. Those cabbages could be 10 feet tall, with giant teeth. Well, that did sound scary and exciting. So young Pumpkin and Albert kept their eyes peeled as they followed behind Miss Katie. A little further back was the Hedge, who always enjoyed adventures too, just slightly slower, so he was often at the back. But to Hedge's surprise, today it was Freidaline who was last, and she looked quite out of breath.
Hey, Freidaline man. Are you okay? You look a little tired. Oh, yes, Hedge. I am fine. I am not tired even the one bit.
Hedge wasn't sure about that, so he stopped for a moment to keep Freidaline company.
No. Do not wait for me, Hedge. I do not wish to bother anyone.
Then Miss Katie, who was now quite a way ahead, looked back. Yoo-hoo! Hedge, Freidaline, is everything okay? Did the bitey cabbages get you?
Let's just slow down a little bit, man. Freidaline is getting tired. No. I am extremely not tired. Watch, I will run to Miss Katie at top speed.
Freidaline jumped up and set off running towards Miss Katie.
See? All is fine.
Freidaline's heart pounded and her little Jiffling legs whooshed as fast as they could go, which was maybe too fast because all of a sudden... Oh no! Poor Freidaline had stumbled and fallen right over, and now her sleeping bag was lying in a big patch of brambles, all torn up and full of holes. Oh no, Freidaline! Are you okay?
Yeah. I am superb. Very good. Thank you. Well, we'd better go back and get you a new sleeping bag, Freidaline. No, Herr Albert. You must not stop the fun just for me.
Well, your long walk to camp will have to wait for now, Jifflings. because that sound means an object which has been lost or thrown away on Earth has found its way into your net, so everyone will have to help pull it up on board. The object landed onto deck with a sploot. It was woolly and colourful, and a bit wet from being in the sea. Hedge was the first to guess what it might be as he dragged it into the sun to dry.
I think this is like a picnic blanket, man, that we can sit on when we eat up all the snacks. Why no, I think that's a welly boot cleaner that I can use to brush all the mud off me gardening boots.
Then young Pumpkin stepped forward, for he knew just what the object was. He jiffled himself up onto the story seat and took a deep breath in as he prepared to tell the object's tale.
Woo! This is the rabbit's mitten, and my old drama teacher, lovely Brian, told me all about it. Once upon a time, in a big forest, there was a lovely landlady called Emma who had a saggy old basset hound dog called Linda. Woof. And together they rented out houses to all the animals in the woods. They had a nice underground den which they rented to Mrs. Badger. And they also had a warren which they rented out to William Rabbit and his extra large family. Now, William Rabbit liked his warren very much, but recently he'd noticed a bit of a draft blowing through the warren, which was making it quite chilly. Well, lots of rabbits might have mentioned the chilly draft to their landlady, but William didn't like to make a fuss. So instead of complaining about the cold, he just put on his warmest rabbit's mittens and tried not to shiver. Even when Linda, the saggy old basset hound, came by to pick up the rent, William never complained.
Woof! Any problems there, Rabbit?
Linda would say. Oh no, not at all, Linda, old chum. Ha! Everything is perfectly wonderful. But then winter came, and the whole rabbit family was so cold, their little teeth were chittering all day. So this time when saggy Linda knocked at their door, William Rabbit plumb forgot he was even wearing mittens.
Woof! Hello, Rabbit. Any problems this month?
Oh no, Linda, not at all. Everything's fantastic, shivered William, handing the rent money to Linda. But then Linda looked down and saw William holding the money in his mitten.
Woof! Is that a mitten, Rabbit? What's that for?
Quickly, William Rabbit shook off the mitten and tossed it over his shoulder. Oh no, nothing, Linda. You know, fashion.
You sure everything's okay? You're not cold, are you?
Well, then William glanced back at his huge family, shivering in their drafty warren. Oh, well, I don't want to be a bother, Linda, but I suppose it is just a tiny bit nippy.
Ah, Rabbit. Why didn't you speak up? I'll have that fixed for you before I can say woof. Woof.
And so Linda saw to it the drafty warren was fixed up that day.
Woof.
And William Rabbit realised that actually he hadn't been a bother after all. And so he forgot all about the mitten that he'd tossed away, because now he was nice and warm. And he'd learned that it was better to speak up when something was wrong, because that way the problem might just get fixed.
Woof.
Aye, and now the mitten is here.
Yes, Albert, and it's nice and dry now too. So what could it be?
Maybe it could be a nice snuggly blanket, man.
That sounds like a very practical idea, Hedge. And it seems like Freidaline agrees too.
Well, I did wrap my sleeping bag in the brambles, and I don't want to get cold tonight. So maybe I could use the mitten as a replacement sleeping bag until we can fix my old one.
Yay!
Aye.
How perfect, Freidaline. And well done for letting the other Jifflings know that you needed their help. That's always the right thing to do. And so, the Jifflings carried on their fun pretend adventure. And sure enough, they had a wonderful time setting up camp and singing songs until they felt their eyelids getting heavy. And then it was time for bed. Good night, young pumpkin.
Good night.
Good night, Albert.
Hey, I'll see you in the morning, like.
Good night, Freidaline.
And it is a good night. Yeah.
Good night, Miss Katie. Night, night. Good night, Hedge. Hedge? Oh, I think the hedge is asleep already. And goodbye to you too, wherever you are. Maybe next time you see a thing that you might throw away, you'll stop and see if you can use it again, just like our friends the Jifflings. And maybe the thing you use again will have a story to tell too. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Bottleship. For all the parents listening, if you'd like to, you can donate to the show at patreon.com/Bottleship. And for all the children listening, if you enjoyed the show, please leave a review and share the podcast with your friends. We've had some lovely reviews this week, haven't we, Jifflings? That's right, like this one from Australia. It says, Kia ora, my name is Vivian and I'm 7. I live in Brisbane. My favourite GIF is Miss Katie. I listen to the GIFs every night that my parents don't read to me. Keep the episodes coming.
Ooh, thank you so much, Vivian. That's a wonderful review. Like, thank you, Vivian. And we have this review from America. It says, Hi, my name is Noah, and I am 11 years old, from Seattle. I love Bottleship because the stories are the perfect duration and are always good. My favorite character is Hedge because he is so funny. Please never end the series. Well, thank you very much, Noah. And just for you, we promise never to end Bottleship. Yeah, we shall always have the fun Jiffling adventures for everyone to enjoy.
That's right. And thank you to everyone who got in touch. We really do love to hear from you all. And if you'd like to send us an email, please send it to thejifflings@gmail.com. Also, if you like listening to stories, why not check out our sister podcast, Storytime, for children of all ages. Thanks again, and we'll bring you more exciting adventures with our friends the Jifflings very soon. Goodbye.